Well, hello there, friends. We meet again. Today we're going to be looking at translating algebraic expressions. So this is where we're going to be writing expressions going from words to numbers and symbols. Remember, when we use numbers and symbols, those symbols are our variables, and variables can be represented by any letter of the alphabet. Sometimes they can be capital, sometimes they can be lowercase. One thing that we need to be aware of, an option for you. So we're translating algebraic expressions. Are these? What I might do if I were you is either take a picture of this or take a screenshot, maybe pause the video, or you can write it down if you want to, but this list is going to be helpful in writing some of these expressions. So I'm going to suggest, again, taking a picture. There's another slide. So this is addition and subtraction. I have multiplication and division on the next slide. So I will be referring back to these two. List here, the addition and subtraction. All right, here's multiplication and division. You can see different words and phrases that represent these different operations. Of course, some of them may overlap, so it depends on the situation whether we use one or the other. All right, here we go. Here is the, let's go ahead and get started with some of these. Product is to multiply. So these, and the multiplication and division. Normally, if we had a journal, it would go into your journal. I believe I put it in the interactive notebook, so you also have it there. If you want to print the page from the interactive notebook, that is definitely something you're capable of doing if you have that as your. So in this case, it says a number plus 10. Now, it doesn't matter what that variable is, but because it says number, I'm going to use n. So in this case, we have n plus 10. That simple. For the next one, it says the product of 5 and a number. Product, if we go back to, we know we're going to multiply 5 and a number. So this can look a couple of different ways. It could be 5n. It could be 5n in parentheses, or it could be 5. I said 5 and I wrote an n. How interesting is that? It could be 5 times n. So remember, there are different ways that these operations could look. The next one says 2 times a number, so we could, again, have those different ways of making this look the same but mean, look different but mean the same. Okay? Those were pretty simple. Look at this. A number r, so now it's telling us to use r, subtracted by 10. So in this case, we're going to have r being subtracted by 10, so we're subtracting 10. Now keep in mind, certain operations, order matters. So in this case, because it said by 10, we know we're subtracting 10 from r. This next one says twice a number and 14. So this one could actually be interpreted in a couple of different ways. It says twice a number, so I would interpret it 2 times n plus 14 could work, or 2 times n plus 14. I guess it's going to depend on the context of the question. I would suggest using answer choices or anything like that, depending on what you are working with. But if you can see here, it says twice a number, so that would be 2 times n, which both of those have 2 times n. And then I felt like it should be in parentheses, but some may interpret that as being added, or plus 14. All right, now the next one is a little different. This one says the sum of triple a number. So tripling a number would mean we're going to multiply times 3, so this would be 3n. And it's saying the sum of those two, so it would be plus 5. I think this one is pretty straightforward. It's kind of, it separates the two. So it's triple a number and 5. So I can see where there might be a little tricky here. But again, use your answer choices or, depending on the context that you're using this for. Okay? All right. Now this one, the quotient of n and 8. Anytime we're talking about quotient or difference, so division or subtraction, whatever's listed first is typically what we would do. So it says quotient of n and 8, so it would be n divided by 8, but typically we would see it as n over 8. So quotient of n and 8. N would go first. For the next one, it says 7 less than a number. So we have that number, and we want 7 less than that. So it'd be minus 7. Next one, it says 8 more than a number z. Okay, simple enough. So we have 8 plus z, or remember, we could also have z plus 8 because it's addition. It can be written in both orders. The last one's pretty straightforward. It says a number n divided by 2, so it would be n over 2 or n divided by 2. So again, ladies and gentlemen,